All right, Chipola sports fans, we're here with Associate Head Coach Jimmy Hendricks. And Coach, we are so excited. We're 40-0 on the year in softball.
We are. We're playing good at times, and we're getting by at others.
Yeah. Still ranked number 1 in the country and number 1 in the state. Just took care of Pensacola 10-2 and 11-2 last week, and had one of the biggest events in the history of probably my favorite event since Jenny Finch has been here. We hosted the Chinese national team, had about 500 people come out, and now we didn't come out on top in the games, but those don't count, right?
They don't count against our record. They did do exactly what we needed them to do. We played and we had a lot of coaching moments. There was some stuff that, in that game that we've been talking about all year and we've been getting away with,
right,
with other teams. And with a good team like, the China team was, pretty good. And with a team like them, you've got to execute.
Right.
And if you don't, you're going to get beat. And in the second game, it showed. The first game, we were a little overwhelmed, a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up beating us 4-1. In the second game, we've got a lead going into the 7th, and we're up 4-2. And They ended up scoring 2 and tied it up and went to extra innings. And then in the extra innings, we had to run, the tie and run on third with 1 out and didn't score. And that's something we've been, talking about all year. And you've got to score the kids at third. You got to execute and do your job. And we didn't do it, and we lost.
Right.
So it was a great, opportunity for us to play them, being as good as they are, and challenging us, and also for our kids to understand that even the small stuff you do have to do against a good team.
Right, it's very important, absolutely. Crystal Goodwin was the pitcher of the week last week, and she's still doing great. She's a
.33 ERA.
Wow.
Her and Gory are
both
tied,
have a .33, yeah.
In the ERA department. Very different pitchers, very similar stats.
Yeah.
Crystal's going to throw it hard, and she's going to strike a lot of people out, and then Gory's just going to throw it about 60, and she's just going to miss everybody's bat.
Right,
so,
exactly.
It's just 2 different pitchers, but really the same results.
Yeah, and then Amy Woodham's not far behind at .92 ERA. You can win with that.
Yes, you can. She's come in and she's done a great job, and she's one of the freshmen that got a little, I don't know, overwhelmed, a little nervous against the Chinese team, and I think that helped us because going into the state tournament, she's going to be needed, and hopefully we'll get her right, and she'll go from there.
Right. Got a few games coming up this week. Wednesday, we're at Gulf Coast for a doubleheader. That's Wednesday, April 4th. But we're expecting a little weather, so make sure and check the website before you head down there, or try to watch it on the web. Our next home game is next Saturday, right? Not this Saturday, but next Saturday, April 14th at 1 o'clock. And then our last home game, I can't believe the season's almost over, is Wednesday, April 18th at 4 o'clock. So not many more chances to see the Lady Indians at home.
Not many more here. Hopefully get a chance to
see a lot at the state tournament.
Tournament, but and we're going pretty good. So I think mathematically we win 3 games and we're in. But right now we're just trying to take it 1 game at a time.
All right. I want to talk about some stats, Coach. Alexis Grant is leading our team. She's got 6 home runs. She's batting .462. Candela Figueroa is hitting .446, so she's doing a great job. And then we've got Bobby Morris, .405, and Allie Clegg at .404. Man, those guys are just knocking the cover off the ball.
And really, it's 1 through 9. Actually, I should say 1 through 11. Right now, we've got several kids that's on the bench. I know we had a kid come off at Pensacola off the bench that hit 2 home runs.
Wow.
We've got several kids tied at 5 home runs. And then Melanie Sheldon, who's hasn't swung it well. She's great defensively, and that's why she's playing. She came up with a home run against Pensacola the other night, and she's looking like she's turning it around. So.
And you told me almost everybody in the starting 9 has a home run on the year?
Everybody in this top 11 has a home run except for 1, and that's our slapper.
Okay, and so she's not trying to hit for power. She's trying to get on base.
She's trying to hit on the ground and run.
That is absolutely remarkable. Also want to talk about a couple of girls who are just absolute lightning on the base paths. Allie Clegg's got 33 stolen bases, and then Candela Figueroa, 50 steals on the year in only 40 games. That's a game-changing stat right there, isn't it?
It is. We kind of pride ourselves on running. We're right now, I think we as a team, we've got 250 stolen bases.
Good gracious.
So, it's averaging.
We do, absolutely, 250.
Yep.
And we've only allowed 20 stolen bases. So that again, that's a
Softball is changing where a lot of teams don't run. We take advantage of it. We like to run. I think we've gotten thrown out 25 times.
Yep, that's
on
right.
there, and we're gonna run. We're gonna be aggressive. If we can still a run, we're gonna try.
Right. And Coach, for those that aren't familiar with the game, we watch Major League Baseball and we see these guys getting 10-foot leads off first base. You can't get a lead in softball, right? When can you leave the base?
You can only leave the base when the pitcher releases
the ball. And so that ball is getting there very quickly, and I mean, you have really got to be headed down to second.
And it does. And from first to second, you're looking at 60 feet. For the fast kids, you're looking at a 2.4, 2.6 time to get down there. From pitch release, if kid's throwing 60, she's releasing it, and it's going to travel about 0.47. Most catchers are about a 2 or a little under.
Okay.
So, if we're on time and the catcher's on time, it's going to be a bang-bang play at second.
Wow. That's a lot.
But, the catchers are getting better where they're throwing less than 2, so we've had to come up with other ways to steal bases.
Right.
So, we practice and we try to perfect our sliding. Where we're trying to slide backside and, the ball might beat us, the shortstop might beat us, but they're not tagging us.
Right.
So,
Wow.
that's something we take advantage of.
That's fantastic. Coach, we are 40-0 on the season, and I looked at the national rankings. We're the only undefeated team left in the country in Division I junior college softball. How special is that 40-0 number?
Right now, it's great. Tomorrow it might not mean anything.
Right.
It says something about the kids. I mean, they've worked hard. They worked hard through the fall, through the first of the spring right here, and and they're getting better. Some days I think we're getting a little worse, but then the next day we get a little better. So, as long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, we'll have a chance. 40-0 is great, for feelings and everything, but it's all about that last game of the season.
That's right. That's right. Now, we've never been off to a start this good. You said we jumped out to a 20-0 record. Was that last year? Okay. And ended up, not accomplishing what we wanted to in the state tournament. But hopefully we can keep this mojo going for quite a while, and like you said, play a lot of games at the state tournament. When is the state tournament, Coach?
It's the end of May.
Okay.
End of April. First week of May.
First week of May.
And they're having it at Soldier Park in Sanford, Orlando.
Florida. Okay.
Right outside Orlando. And this year, they've changed the bracket to where the only top 2 teams of each conference goes to the state tournament.
Really?
So there's going to be an 8-team double elimination tournament once you get to the state tournament. And our conference, the number 1 seed, so the conference winner gets an automatic bye to the state tournament. And then 2, 3, and 4 will play. So 3 will play 4 in a single game. The winner of that will play the 2 seed, a best out of 3. And then the winner of that will go to, be the second place in the conference going to the state tournament.
Well, that sounds like a really interesting scenario.
It gets, a little tight because you could be the 2 seed and go into the little tournament and lose and not get to go to the state tournament.
Wow, that's incredible. And is it the same deal that if you go to the state tournament and you finish first or second, you get a berth to the national tournament?
And that's another side of the bracket that's changed. This year, you go to the state tournament. If you win the first 3 games, you qualify for the national tournament.
Wow.
There's technically not a state champion this year.
Okay.
They're going to let the winner of the winner's bracket go home.
Okay.
And then the winner of the losers bracket, who has to stay an extra, I think it's extra 2 days, the winner of that will also qualify.
Okay.
So in softball, you've got to win your region to go to the national tournament, which is one of the only sports that has 2 regions in Florida.
Right. Okay.
You know, usually, like basketball this year, I think they had an at-large. That I think they had 2 at-larges in men's basketball.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Well, in softball, you have to win the region. And there's 2 regions in Florida.
Wow. So, what do you think our chances are looking forward?
What is 1 out of 8?
One out of 8.
What is that?
What are those odds? Well, anyway, Coach, we're really proud of what y'all are doing, and I think that event last week with the Chinese national team, I think it was one of the greatest sporting events here in the history of Chipola College, and we're very proud of y'all. And it says a lot about your program that, you know, a team of that caliber would want to come here and play us. So we're very, very proud of y'all. I want to talk about your family for a minute. Chipola softball is a family thing. We always see, you know, you and your wife are the coaches. We always see your mother-in-law there. You've got Kelly Brookins, who is kind of like, you know, your aunt or something to the girls, and your daughter Madison got some big news here last week or the week before. She's going to be not playing softball but playing soccer. Tell us where she's going.
She's going to Andrew College in Cuthbert, Georgia, to play soccer. Early on, she learned that, you know, mom and dad didn't know anything about softball, so she started playing soccer. So, but no, she's an athlete. She played softball until, you know, her sophomore year in high school. Really didn't have the love for it that she did in soccer, and so she started, you know, really focusing on soccer and started playing some club soccer, and had a chance this year, and, you know, got to go visit a couple of schools, and you know, she went to Andrew first, visited there, went to another school down south, and you know, we pull up in the parking lot, and she's got the only truck that's in the parking lot, and there's a smart car there, and you know, when we got done with the lesson and started talking, it just wasn't the right fit.
Right.
And so she. Actually, before we left the parking lot, she called Andrew and committed. So,
that's great. Now, is Cuthbert about the size of Mariana, or is it maybe smaller?
I think the one con she had on her paper when we was doing the pros and cons, I think McDonald's is 20 minutes away.
Oh, my gracious. So it's a tiny little place. Yeah.
It's not very big. We've actually got a player that played there in high school, and her dad lives there, and she's, you know, told us a little bit about it. It has some, and I don't want to say the mom and pop stores,
right?
Just none of the fast food stuff. They got a Subway,
right
downtown, but to get everything else, you got to drive a little bit.
Gotta go somewhere.
You know, but she's living in the dorms. All the athletes live in the dorms there, and they have a cafeteria that, you know, hopefully she stays fed. So.
Right. So, well, she'll be taken care of. Well, we're really proud of her. Now, your other daughter, is she a softball player?
She is a softball player.
Okay. What's her name?
Jade.
Jade, and she's in the eighth grade? Okay.
Who just last night, I guess they played. And she's doing well. She's a leadoff for the middle school, who's undefeated this year.
Fantastic.
I think, and she was talking about the other day, I think they're 31-1.
Wow.
In her 3 years playing at the middle school, they've lost 1 game.
Incredible.
And she's a slapper that's doing well. She had a hit last night. They played a JV team last night and won 6-1. And this group is, they're pretty good.
That's awesome. They got a fantastic coach, and Jamie Goodwin is the coach out there, and he's coaching softball, and he's the head football coach. And he's a super motivator.
Yeah, well, he enjoys it, and he gets after it. That's the one thing that we don't criticize too much. We don't like last night we sat in the outfield, and we stay around it close enough, and he's asking questions, and they do a lot of stuff that we do. And the one thing that their practices, they're not standing around.
Right.
They're getting after it, and I think that's what helps them be successful.
Okay.
at that early age now, and they've got some players too.
Right, right. Well, softball is certainly growing in this area. There's a whole lot of interest, and you guys are doing a great job in leading the charge here in Mariana, and we just appreciate what you're doing, and we're so excited about your success thus far. And
And I think that was one of the biggest, I don't want to say accomplishments, you know, with our team beating the play of the Chinese team, but there was several coaches from middle school to a travel ball team that was there to some of the high school coaches that their kids got excited about softball.
right.
And for us to hear that, I mean, you know, yeah, we had something to do with it, but, you know, that's exciting to make softball better around here.
Exactly. That fantastic event. Well, Coach, anything else today?
That's it for right now.
All right, we'll come out and see Chipola next home game against Pensacola Saturday, April 14th, and then our last home game is Wednesday, April 18th at 4 o'clock. Coach, wish you the best.
Thank you.